I'll say this. I think the biggest thing tonight, I just told the guys in the locker room how proud I am of them, and that sounds weird when you're coming off losses like we're coming off of, but they're fighting. We're a little snake bit right now for whatever reason. I told them, man, at some point, it may be next week, it may be in 10 years from now, they're going to understand why we were going through this. I believe in that. I believe things happen for a reason. I believe you go through things for a reason, and you just don't know what they are when you're in that moment. And I think we're all becoming better because of this stretch that we've been in. But to show the character that these guys have shown, to fight tooth and nail. I mean, I've been doing this for a long time, and I've been a part of teams. You know, you do this long enough, you're going to have years like this, and this is the best team I've ever had at just never quitting. These guys come to practice, they compete. They played today, they played the other night, and they had a chance to win. I mean, Manny, even Manny's crazy shot that went in, it gave us a chance, man. You know, I thought when that thing went in, man, something crazy is going to happen, you know, for these seniors. But you know, bottom line is for the game itself, we turned them over 11 times in the first half, and we only turned them over 4 in the second. And that's, to me, that's the difference in the game. We were about the same offensively. We got a little stagnant, but that's because we weren't getting turnovers, and we weren't playing off of that feel and that juice that we usually play off of. So, but I am proud of them for their effort. That's a really good team that was coming off of a loss, and teams like that don't lose 2 in a row very often.
The main concern for me coming in this game, I didn't really think it was going to be the size advantage. I thought it was going to be Trey Woodbury from last year, the guy that just went crazy, holding him to 9 points. Just talk about the guy's defense though against him and holding him and having to look for other open actions. Yeah,
we threw a lot of guys at him tonight, and every one of them did a great job. I think we got him frustrated a little bit, you know, and you know, he did what players do. He made a couple shots down the stretch. I knew that we couldn't hold him in check. That's why I was hoping we could stretch it out a little bit when we had our lead in the first half. But the guys did a great job. We had a completely different game plan tonight than we did when we played them in Utah. And we did the wrong thing in Utah, obviously. You look at the final score, and then you look at the final score tonight, I think we did some things good and well. We were the aggressor. We brought the fight to them. The guys believed in that. That's who we are. And I think I am the reason that we kind of pulled that back a little bit this month, and I don't know why, but we're back to that. And I meant what I said to the crowd out there. I think that this team is as dangerous as anybody next week. We've proven it. We've played 2 of the best teams in the league back-to-back and had a chance to win both nights. And on a neutral floor, you get out there, man, and when the pressure is on, our guys have been through these moments before. Where they have some guys that haven't. And so I like our odds, man, if we'll go out there and play the way we've been playing.
Especially these seniors, it's really their night. They're used to winning. I know tonight they didn't get that win, but just talk about the 6 seniors that you had tonight and honoring them.
Yeah, you know, it's crazy. You have 6, and COVID kind of made it weird where, you know, you got guys that could come back and maybe, you know, I don't know, a couple of these guys had a senior night last year. We made that decision a couple years ago to just honor everybody no matter what, because you never know what's going to happen. We have a couple guys. It's not really, for us, it's not really about whether they transfer or not. It's whether do they have a chance to play professionally or not. We have a couple that have a chance probably to play professionally if they so choose. You know, the guys that have a couple year back, you know, have a year back in Manny and A. YG is done. And Damien has obviously used his COVID year, and Joe has obviously used his COVID year. So those guys, they can't come back, you know, and then Abias can't come back. And so those guys, like I said out there, man, this is the winningest group of basketball players that ACU's ever seen. And it's a shame that we're where we're at right now. I'm disappointed for them. But I think maybe we can make something beautiful out of this. I don't know, you know. But regardless of how this year finishes, man, these guys are winners. There's a couple Hall of Famers in that lineup today that are going to be in the ACU Hall of Fame. There's a couple that I have my own personal Hall of Fame for 24 years of coaching. Every single one of them was going to be in my personal Hall of Fame, and I can't say that every year. But you know, every one of them. YG has been, like UOT, has been an unbelievable teammate this year. This year has not gone the way that he wanted it to go, or I even anticipated it was going to go, and he has been unbelievable. That's why I played him tonight. He deserved it. He's earned it, and he did an unbelievable job when he was in there. And then the other guys, man, I don't have to say how I feel about all those guys, man. And I've coached this group as hard as any group of players I've ever coached. It was emotional in the locker room. I tried not to be emotional out there. And the locker room was pretty emotional because it's a special, special group, man. I mean, Tobias Cameron's been here for 6 years, man. I mean, Colby Tanner was in the 8th grade. You know, he's on our basketball team now. And that's a long time. For me and him to still like each other after 6 years is pretty amazing. So.
You're just saying that to the camera.
Yeah, that's part of it, yeah. He may not like me. I love him. I don't know how he feels about me, but I truly like Tobias, Damian, Joe, you know, those three, you know, and the other guys are just, they've been here so long, man. We've been through so many battles, so many ups and downs. I just told him in the locker room, man, this group and me have been through championships, celebrations, winning an NCAA tournament game, doing all of that, coaching transition. You know, Joe transferred that year, but he sat front row beside my wife at my press conference. You know what I mean? Like, that just shows the relationship that we had. Even though he was leaving at that point, he cared enough about me to be there. And then now he's back. We went through, we got stuck in an ice storm together on a highway. Our bus hit a tractor trailer on the move, and we had to stay. We got stuck on the highway 3 times with this group over the course of their career. We've lost terrible games. We've won unbelievable games. We went through COVID together. Some of us had COVID together. You know, it was just, you know, it's a pretty special group, man. And so I don't know how any other senior class is ever going to top it. You know what I mean? What we've been through.
Yeah, quarantined together, huh?
That's right. We quarantined together. We got sick together. We got healthy together. You know, and some of us, we had practices. You know, it's just been a crazy group, man. And the things that we've been through, like I said, I don't know any class that could come after this that I could say, man, we've been through as much as me and this group have been through.
Yeah, just for a little bit for me, talk about just kind of the end of the game there, just the final kind of like 2 minutes. You guys really had a chance to get the win. Tell me a little bit of things that you saw that you guys feel like you did well, but like maybe things that you want to change heading into y'all's next.
Yeah, I think we didn't do it. We got stops all game, and we didn't get any stops in the last 4 possessions. Boom, boom, boom. They scored each time. I thought we got stagnant offensively. I think Jay-Sean Jackson was playing really well, and I took him out for a possession for a defensive matchup, and it didn't allow. And then I wasn't allowed to get him back in. There wasn't a stoppage in play, and that's where I overthought it. I should have left him in there just so I could keep him on the floor. He was playing really well, and I overthought it. And that's nothing against the player I put in there. It was just I thought we could get a bigger guy defensively on Woodbury, and then I could get Jay-Sean right back in there. And there was no stoppage in play with my 1 timeout left. I didn't want to use it, you know, and we ended up going a minute and 15 or something, and I never really got him back in the game. And so that's really the only mistake I think that I can think of. It was just a really good basketball game. I mean, that's 2 really good basketball games that our fans got to see to finish the season out here. Unfortunately, we just didn't come out on the right side of it.
Yeah, especially with being really close to honestly some of the top teams in the WAC. You guys were toe-to-toe with Tom Valley all day today. Kept the lead for a big chunk of the game, and then really close with SFA. You guys have been playing with a lot of like really strong teams really well. What kind of confidence do you think that could give your guys heading into Vegas in a couple weeks?
I think the guys in that locker room right there are confident. I know that sounds crazy coming off 2 losses, but they're confident. They believe. Like, we're not in there with our heads down. We're ready to go. We're tournament tested, and I think you could have looked at us last year. I think we proved that's what we've been there, and being there gives you an advantage. I can promise you, there's a lot of people paying close attention to the standings. Nobody wants to play ACU in the first round or the second round or the third round. Nobody wants to be on our side of the bracket. You know, just like anybody, we could lose first round or we could be playing Saturday afternoon.